What up, my peeps? So, this will be story number 2 for this week. Like I said, this is gonna be a prison story, and I apologize for if the frame freezes at all. Like, I don't have the best phone. I need to probably get a newer phone. Because my camera freezes up a lot. But anyway, like I said before, this is gonna be a prison story. It's about CCA, Corrections Corporation of America. Um, this is going to be about our Alaskan contract that we had. I don't think I've talked about that one too much, except for the story about my homie, the CEO that shit himself on the rec yard, big brother from New York. But anyways, so this story was, I didn't experience the story myself. It was told to me by he was like I think he was a unit manager. The unit managers are kind of like they're like a plain. They wear business attire. They're not uniformed, and they basically manage the unit. And then there's two case managers under them that basically handle all the inmates' needs and like all that stuff. And so, anyways, this guy told us a story about the Alaskan inmates when they first came there. It was before I had. It was like a little bit before I had started there. He said there was this Alaskan inmate. So I'm trying to think of what year this happened because I started there like 2001, I think. So this was probably like 2000 or 99 maybe. Um, there was this Alaskan inmate that was a former Navy SEAL. Yeah, no shit. And I remember seeing him a couple times, and I actually asked him, because I had heard that was him. Like some people had pointed it out to me, and I had asked him, like, hey, if you don't mind me asking, I heard you're a former Navy SEAL. And he used to wear these glasses. They were kind of round and real dark, and they were prescription. And he had a ponytail, and he kind of looked like he wasn't white. He was like he looked like he could have been mixed, like maybe like part. He might have been like part Hispanic of some type, or maybe Native. I don't remember, but he had kind of a weird last name too. And he just had a ponytail, and he wore these weird looking glasses, and his hair was like always braided. And I remember like he was like yeah, and I was like, oh, I see him. I didn't know what else to tell him. I don't want to come off like a fucking idiot, but I just told him, I was ex-military too, but I was only in the Army Reserve. I'm not trying to act like I was some kind of commando or some shit, but we talked for a while. He was pretty cool, and I didn't ask him about his charges or nothing, but so like he was basically in there for a double murder. Um, but when you hear his story, you're gonna understand why he did it. So he was serving 2 life sentences because in Alaska there's no death penalty. So he got 2 life sentences. So basically, what happened was he had a young daughter, and she was being babysat by some neighbors. That him and his wife thought they trusted. That they thought they were like pretty good people, and it turned out that the dad was touching the daughter inappropriately. So when they found that out, um, the wife like begged him not to do anything. She wanted to just call the cops, but like most fathers probably would do, he just lost it, and he went over there, and he basically killed them both, like with his bare hands. He beat them to death. Like, I think the reason he killed the wife is because she like tried to stop him, like tried to get in his way. But yeah, he ended up killing them both, and then so yeah, he went to prison for a life sentence, and so like when they first sent him to our facility, because I guess he came later on. Like there was already like a lot of Alaskan inmates there at our facility, and so when he got shipped to us, He was like one of the newer Alaskan inmates, right? And so the other Alaskan inmates, so I kind of have to explain to you guys when I say Alaskan inmates, it's an Alaskan contract. So it's like some of the inmates are the native Eskimos that live in Alaska, and it's just what you're probably thinking, like what you picture, like they're kind of like most of them are kind of shorter, like kind of dark complected, and they kind of like Asian eyes, um, and those are the native Alaskan Eskimos, and then there's a lot of white and black and Hispanic inmates too, because a lot of people go over there to work. There's even a lot of Russians too, because a lot of people don't realize how close Alaska and Russia are. Like across the ocean, they're not that far from each other. So a lot of dudes go there to work. Like mostly like in the oil fields and stuff. So like, the I would say the last contract is like maybe it was probably about only 25% of the native Alaskans, the Alaskan Eskimos, and then the rest was like mostly like white, black, um, some Hispanic, a little bit of everything. Like you know, just a mix of like people that come from all over the world to go work there. So anyway, when that Navy SEAL first came to our facility, I guess some of the other Alaskan inmates like found out that he was supposedly an ex Navy SEAL, and so they started like talking crap to him, like telling me he was full of shit, and like, oh, you're not a real fucking SEAL, or, you think you're a badass, because I guess he like really kept to himself. He was like quiet, and that's the way he was when I met him. He was like, I actually met him at one of the medical units. He was there to see the doctor about something, and he was like kind of quiet and just kind of kept to himself, like didn't really talk to the other inmates. And so I guess when he first got there, the other inmates were like, some of them were like messing with him and just like trying to, see if he was the real deal, I guess, and so I guess there was a group of inmates that just pushed him too far, and kept fucking with him. And then he ended up beating the fuck out of him. Like, I think it was like about 6 or 7 inmates that tried to jump him. And I think it was like mostly white inmates. And then maybe like, I think there was like maybe one black inmate. Um, but they tried to jump him, and he beat the fuck out of all of them. Sent them all to the infirmary. Sent a couple of them to ICU, and then I think a couple of them needed to be air vac. ¿Te acabaste?
Sí, gracias.
Okay, gracias. But yeah. So like he buenas noches. That was the guy that comes here and cleans at night. He's probably wondering what the fuck I'm doing. But anyway, so yeah, he ended up beating the fuck out of like 6 or 7 guys, and so like nobody messed with him after that. They all pretty much took his word for it that he was a former Navy SEAL, because he put in the moves. He showed him some moves that pretty much proved it. But it was just kind of cool that I got to talk to him, and like I actually got him to talk a little bit about what happened when the guys tried to jump him. Like I said, I didn't ask him about his charges. Obviously, I knew he wouldn't want to talk about that, but I just basically said, so like I heard some guys try to test you one time. They didn't believe you were really a former SEAL, And he was like, yeah. He goes, yeah, that only happened once. I was like, yeah. I said, well, from what I heard, what happened, I can understand why, And he was like, yeah. He goes, I just had to show them, so they would leave me the fuck alone, And he's like, yeah, I can understand that, But anyway, like I said, he was a pretty quiet dude. Seemed like pretty cool guy. His circumstances really sucked. That he had to do what he did, because of what happened, to his daughter. But um, yeah, sometimes it's, not everybody that's doing time is like a horrible person. Like, yeah, a lot of them are career criminals that's all they know, or that's what they, the way they choose to live their lifestyle. But some of them are good people that just got put into a fucked up, circumstance, and then they just did something like that they couldn't, stop, that they couldn't avoid, and it pretty much, affects the rest of their life. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that story. I know it's kind of a short one, but I wanted to tell you guys that one. And don't forget to hit like. Don't forget to subscribe. And for now, it's another one. Your homie Big Cisco. Peace.